Yeah, this is Dan. I'm calling from Uniontown, Pennsylvania.
Welcome, Dan.
I remember listening to a prior show where you were talking about Daniel 9 and how the 62 and 7 years or weeks were all mushed together. And one of your defenses or your arguments against the Christian thought of it was, I don't know that it's necessarily all that serious of an argument against it, but was that you said, who counts like that in 62 and 7?
Yes, that's right.
And,
no one counts like that.
I was reading
Right.
Genesis chapter 23, and I saw in there that it said Sarah's years were 100, 7, and 20. And I was
Right.
kind of wondering why it's broken up that way, and if it's just counting different parts of her life, of what she did, or...
In English, like, how do you say 127?
127.
I'm not. Yeah, there you go. Well, that's how you say 127. Do you say 100 and 10 and 17? No. So that's exactly the case. You using a base 10 system, and that's exactly what goes on in Genesis 23, verse 1. Vayiyu chayisara mea shana, 100, v'esrim shana, and 20, v'sheva shonim. Bingo, 127. I mean, you break it up into base 10. In Daniel chapter 9, verse 25, the angel Gabriel is speaking to Daniel, and he's conveying a time period. Now, what he's really saying that there's a period of 7 weeks, which is 49 years, because it's 7 weeks of years, an anointed prince will give the command to restore and rebuild Jerusalem. V'seda v'saskel min maitzidava, from going forth the word, lahashiv livnes Yerushalayim, ad Moshiach nogid, to rebuild Yerushalayim until an anointed prince, shavuim shiva, 7 weeks. That's 49 years. Now there's another anointed one that's going to continue for 434 years, or 62 weeks. V'shvuim shishim ushnayim, and then for 62 weeks. You never would say 69, but in any language in the world, by saying 7, 60, and 2. Like, which language? In French, you wouldn't say it that way. You say 69. In German, 69. In English, 69. You wouldn't say 7, 60, and 2. No language. That's made up, because what's happened is it's a scam. You're going to a scam house. You're just going to get cheated. You're going to get lied to. Okay? So you do not. So what's not being conveyed here is that 7 and 62 is one unit. They can't have it as two separate periods. Why not? Because there are two messiahs, anointed ones, who come into view here. Two. One after 7 weeks and another one after a subsequent 62 weeks. Now, how do you know I'm telling you the truth? Because I'm throwing a tantrum? No. Go to the very next verse. Look at 9:20. Like, if you have any doubt I'm telling you the truth, so look at the next verse, Daniel 9, verse 26. What does it say there? V'achrei hashvuim shishim ushnayim yikaris Mashiach ve'en lo. It says, and after the 62 weeks, an anointed one will be cut off and he'll have nothing. It doesn't say after the 7, 60, and 2. Please listen to me, sweetheart. If you're a Christian, please listen. Look, whatever you do is between you and God. I don't know how to say it. I was going to say you're being lied to, you're being scammed, but your pastor probably doesn't know any better. This is what your pastor learned in Dallas Theological. This is what your pastor learned in Fuller. This is what your pastor has taught in the Philadelphia College of Bible. I've lectured there, okay? In Langhorne, Pennsylvania. Nice campus. They'll never teach you this. I'm trying to be very charitable here. They don't know enough to be lying. That's the truth. Most pastors, their knowledge of the Hebrew language it's not even flimsy. It's just virtually non-existent. They maybe can read letters. I mean, they have to take a couple of courses to get, but they don't know Hebrew. So right now, it's very possible there are Christians, if you're following me, you will repent. You will renounce idolatry. You will leave the church leaving skid marks. Look at verse 25. V'seid v'saskel min moitzedavel hashv livneis Yerushalayim ad Mashiach noged shivuyim shiva. 7 weeks. From the time of the destruction of the first temple, how long did it take for Cyrus the Great to emerge? Who gives the command to restore and rebuild Jerusalem? A half a century. That's 7 weeks, 49 years. Who is called God's Mashiach? Cyrus. Where? Isaiah. Whoa. 45 verse 1. Not kidding. Please look it up for yourself. See Isaiah 44 verse 28. That's the last verse of 44. And 45:1. Don't listen to them when missionaries tell you Singer's a liar. Look it up for yourself. You're going to have to face the God of Israel. Don't listen to them at the Assemblies of God. Don't listen to them at Jews for Jesus. Look at the text. You got to know this, sweetheart. Why? I care. I really care about you. I know what's been done to you. I know you didn't have the opportunities I had. I want to impart that to you. So I just want to clean this all up here. Ad Mashiach Nagid Shivuyim Shiv. And if you're still wondering, but my pastor said that you, Rabbi Singer, are a liar. At Jews for Jesus, they told me that you, Rabbi Singer, are the biggest liar in the world. If you have any doubts about what I'm saying, all you need to do is forget me and the pastor. Let's just think about the words of Gabriel as he's speaking to Daniel in chapter 9 now, verse 26. What does it say in your King James Bible? New International Version, New American Standard. Pick your version. Verse 26. If the unit is 69 weeks, 483 years, if that was the unit, how should verse 26 begin? It should say after the 69 weeks. You want to emerge out of this idolatry now? You want to renounce idolatry to this second? Verse 26. V'achrei hashivuim shishim u'shnayim. After the 62 weeks. Let's say after the 62 and 7 weeks. Bang, over, checkmate, done, goodbye, out. Right now, get on the phone, call your church and say, I'm done, I'm finished, and I want a refund. But what you will notice in the 1611, but you have to go to the original plates, the original one. Go online, it's there. You'll see that in the 1611 King James, 1611 version, there was a semicolon there, and it's not there today. Someone came with bleach and wiped down the crime scene, got rid of the fingerprint. So the King James, 1611, commissioned in 1604, finished in 1611, these 47 men, members of the Church of England in good standing, they knew to put a semicolon there. And someone later on, a century later, took it out. Why? Because they're playing games with you, the Christian. Thank you for your question.
אדון עולם אשר מלך בטרם כל יציר נברא לעת נעשה בחפצו כל אזי מלך שמו נקרא ואחרי ככלות הכל לבדו ימלוך נורא והוא היה